Hello, I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves in. These yet remain strange days indeed. They really do. Making bitter sweet, because life has a certain amount of bitterness built into it. The men of Jericho understood that when they came to the prophet Elisha, and they said, "Behold, the situation of the city is pleasant as my Lord seeth, but the water is bitter and the ground is barren." Bitter water, barren ground. You want to live above the bitterness of life. I love this joke. I don't usually tell jokes in my little video, but I love this joke because it illustrates a truth. Man crossed the mountains, the deserts, the oceans to meet the great guru. When he finally got to the top of the mountain, he said to the great guru, "What's the secret of life?" And this great guru looked at him and said, "Life is a bowl of cherries." The man looked at him and said, "I've crossed oceans, I've gone through the desert, I've been hot, I've been cold, I've been sweating, I've climbed the top of this mountain to see you, and you tell me that life is a bowl of cherries?" And the great guru just shrugged his shoulders and said, "Okay, life is not a bowl of cherries. Life is what you make it." The Bible tells us, Proverbs 24, verse 10, "If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small." If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. We've all gone through adversities in life. We have all experienced a certain amount of bitterness in life. It's what you do in those bitter moments that determine how successful you are in life. Prophetic people turn the bitter sweet. They understand 7 things from the story in 2 Kings, the 2nd chapter. The first is recognize reality. Whatever your reality is, recognize reality. Robin Williams said, "Reality, what a concept." Fred Price, when his wife Betty was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she went to the hospital, had surgery, did everything that she should have done in order to fight that breast cancer successfully, which she did. But he took a lot of flack from the Word of Faith folk that he was surrounded by, saying, "Well, you should just believe God for a miracle." And he pointed out Romans 4:17 doesn't say calling those things which are as though they weren't. It says calling those things which are not as though they already were. He just flipped it around. The prophetic doesn't deny reality. Let me say that again. The prophetic doesn't deny reality. It recognizes a higher reality. That is the dimensions of God. It recognizes Mark 11:24. "Therefore I say unto you," Jesus is speaking, "therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them and you shall have them." Dr. Frederick K.C. Price was believing for his wife's healing and did everything he needed to do to see that healing manifest. He wasn't denying reality. Prophetic people don't deny reality when they're in the midst of a bitter situation. By definition, this is really deep, folks. By definition, your reality should be what is real. Don't overestimate or underestimate your reality. Spies in the land. You remember the story of the spies in the land? They came back and said, "It's a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof." Caleb and Joshua struck a more nuanced position, a place of balance. They said everything they said is true, but if God is with us, if God delights in us, we'll be able to go in and possess the land. They recognized the reality of their situation. You need to recognize the reality of your situation and then believe that God is bigger than the reality of your situation. Over-exaggerate and you'll discourage yourself. Underestimate, then when adversities pop up, you'll be discouraged. Don't over-exaggerate, don't underestimate, live in reality. Or as Robin Williams said, reality, what a concept. Number 2, recognize the possibilities. As my Lord seeth. They pointed out to Elisha that it really was a good place to build a city. Of course, there was a curse on the ground because of the prophet Joshua. It took a prophet to speak the curse into existence. It took a prophet to reverse the curse. We'll get into that on Wednesday. The potential was obvious. How to realize that potential, not so much so. Proverbs the 13th chapter, the 12th verse says, "Hope deferred makes the heart ashamed." Unrealized possibilities brings bitterness into your life. Let me say that again. Unrealized possibilities brings bitterness into your life. How do you deal with the possibilities of life? How do you recognize and realize the possibilities of life? Well, I'll pick it up on Wednesday. This Sunday at Aspire Church, I'm in this series of messages on prophetic people, and you're going to discover this Sunday that prophetic people pull it together. Pull it together. You'll want to hear that message. Catch it live on the live stream at aspirechurch.tv. Catch it on Facebook, Aspire Church TV. And you can hear these messages in their entirety at Aspire Church TV on Facebook right now. SpireChurch.tv, live stream, Spire Church TV, Facebook, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be powerful, it's going to be prophetic, and it will help you to prevail in life. I'm Dr. Leon Sussman, a.k.a. Doc. I'll see you again.